Welcome back to another video. We are here again with Cyber Camera with Lucky Child and then Farmer himself. So if
Yeah.
you can remember, we did a video of Farmer of his, I think, with his paintings. I think that video will be linked on top right over here or here. So you can just click that video. If you don't watch the video, you go back there and watch that video. So we are here again. This is our part 2 and this is about building. So I don't have much to talk because all the things, he will take us through this journey, and then he will tell us the kind of building that he built and the time of building plans that he normally do. So before that, I'm going to allow Lucky Child to greet his people.
Yeah, man. Greetings. Once again, greetings to my lovely one. To my subscribers. In case when you never subscribe to this YouTube channel or when you are new to this YouTube channel, I will simply please you to invite you to click this subscribe button. Simply the way we represent Africa, we represent the Gambia, the YouTube channel, and we name it Lies Gambia, but simply the way you can call it nice Africa. Day to day we are here with big man himself, Phamz, one of the best building sketcher done in the Gambia. I can simply say done in West Africa because he is young and talented, focused into his dream, focused into his job. Phamz is one of the best sonical builder in case when you are done out there in abroad. Watching me out done in England, Finland, Netherlands, Holland, Norway, Germany, Sweden, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea-Conakry, Congo, Mali. In case when you wanna build a building, a sonic building, a comfortable building for your mother, for your father, for your sister, for your uncle, for your neighbor, for you yourself when you come back to the Gambia for holidays, where to relax, where to rest, feel comfortable, nice sonical buildings done in the Gambia. Fans, we don't know a lot about fans, but fans will simply let us know himself and what he can capable to do. Phamz is one of the best builder. If I say Phamz is one of the best builder in the Gambia, trust me, believe it as Lucky China like to you. Nice Gambia, we are here to encourage the younger one them who fall down their hand. They said the Gambia is hard. Yes, everywhere is hard in the world, but everyone been to school, everybody been to school, but we all cannot be sitting in office expecting that government will do everything for us. Phamz is here with his skills and talent. Phamz, you can simply the way intro yourself to the four corners of the world.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. Once again, I think I've been on this channel for this is the second time actually. Yeah, like I will go ahead and introduce myself again. I am Farmer Cham. Like most of the people know me as Phamz. They just shorten the names Farmer and make it like Phamz. Like I myself use Phamz. So like I said, like it's good to be back once like for the second time. Yeah, but this time it's gonna be like a different, like a different topic because the first time it's actually, for the art, because I'm into so many different things. So this one is purposely for the architecture and the construction side. Well, like I said in the previous, like interview we did for the art is what led me to do architecture itself because, like I said, in the Gambia we don't have like a place specifically, for art. Like if I said art, we don't have any art university or any art, like school, like whereby the school is, like specifically for art. We don't have it in the Gambia. So after finishing my high school, I was like, okay, I want to do something at least related to art. And I make a little bit of research, came to find out, architecture, it's kind of linked to art because most of the architects are artists. If they are not artists, they love art. They have the love, for art. So that's why I studied architecture. The journey has been, a pretty rough journey. because I studied architecture at GTTI, Gambia Technical Training Institute. It's funny that today the works I produce, most people looked at me and they are like, "Where did you study? Like, have you been out of the Gambia, you know, to study more about architecture?" I've never been to the Gambia, never been outside the Gambia to study. All I know about construction and architecture, I did all the studies in the Gambia, the experiences I've got and everything. Because after finishing GTTI, I went on to the Ministry of Works. I did my, like the people outside, they will say internship. Here, we call it an attachment. I went there to, do my attachment for, it was supposed to be 1 year, 6 months. But then after doing the attachment, we met a structural engineer at the Ministry of Works. He was the principal engineer that time. His name is Ibrahim Okoli. We used to call him Baba Koli. So he was the one. We were all working under him. The attachment we had was an architectural attachment. It was under Ibu Seka. Yeah, he is still the principal architect at the Ministry of Works. So after finishing under him, we went straight to the principal engineer, which is Ibrahim Akoli. We were under him as a team, working as the group of architects and like supervising sites, going to the construction sites. He helped us a lot, and like most of the things that we learned on the construction side and everything, we learned it through him. So we were under him for close to like 5 like 6 years. I can't remember exactly, but that's the time we did with him. So from there we were supposed to build up something as a company, but then it didn't go through. So that was the time I started like doing some of my own things. And then I think after 2 years or 3 years, I had a job offer to work for Construct Limited Gambia. It's one of the biggest construction companies in the Gambia. They build landmarks. Their projects are huge projects. Right now, one of their famous projects, that's trending in the Gambia right now, called the Tropics Building at Senegambia. The one that has the 96 basement parking is one of their projects. I personally worked on that building. The building was designed by a Belgian architect. But then working with the company, I was fortunate enough to make some changes on the building, and I did some work on the building as well, coming to their ceiling designs and everything. So I've worked for them, not for a long time. I worked for them for like 2 years, and then I decided, well, it's time for me to, like embark on a different journey.
Yeah.
So I just want to do, because I feel, being in one place, working for a particular company is definitely not for me, man. So I was like, okay, let me just start doing my own thing. I know it's gonna be pretty rough, and it's not gonna be easy, but then, like I just had to do it. So that's why I just moved on doing my own thing. And today, well, I would say Alhamdulillah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm rich, but then at least I have a place, to start up. I'm doing my own thing, having my own, like contracts, and still doing the architectural, works for so many people. The company I left, I still work for them, like based on contract basis. So many people outside, I work for them on contract. So yeah, that's like how this whole thing starts, and currently that's where I am at.
So
Yeah.
since you left that company, how many buildings have you sketched by your own, and then maybe building plans And then how many buildings have you constructed for other people?
Well, okay, building plans, I wouldn't remember the exact number because I did a whole lot of building plans. Yes, I did a whole lot of building plans, close to, I would say, I've did more than 600 to 700 building plans, more than that. I can't remember the exact number. And for the buildings, the engineer I was working under, like for 5 years, his projects, the projects that he had, I was the one doing all the architectural drawings. So my drawings, like they've not just been drawings, like people have been building them. Because architecture is like, when you have a client, the client comes to you and he or she is like, I want a building plan. Okay, there is two things. You can either do only the building plan, or he or she might give you the building plan together with the construction. So it depends. Some of them might only need a building plan. Some of them might need you to do the building plan and the construction as well. So the plans I did for the engineer, by then I was under him, we've managed to build a few. So it's through those jobs that I had, side experiences, a little bit knowledge about engineering and how it works, structural engineering, like we had to put columns and the spans and everything. Not fully, but then, like at least I got a basic knowledge on how to do basic engineering, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, I've did quite a few buildings, even though some of them are not finished because based on, the client's financial status. Because you might start a building and the client will be like, well, I've run out of budget. So I'll have to work again, like to have a budget, to continue. So that's how it is. Like some of the buildings that we finish up is not much. Like it's just some few buildings that we did and finish them. Yeah. So those are like, that's how projects in the Gambia works. You can start a building by stages. Some of them you might be lucky enough the client have the finance to finish up the building. Some of them, you might just start, the structure might stand, but then the building the client, won't have the budget to finish, to do the whole finishing. He or she might, like work a little bit, to work on a budget that's gonna finish the building. Yeah, so that's how it is.
So like if I stayed abroad and I want to build a building inside the Gambia here.
Yeah.
So if I contact you, I need the plan and I need the construction as well. So you have different plans to show me, right?
Yes.
Okay, so among them, if I choose one, you would be able to sell me that plan as well as you build that compound for me.
Yeah, absolutely, because most of the clients I have and been communicated, like the clients I've been communicating with, most of them are in abroad. Okay, I know it's hard, like most of the clients have, like a bad experience when it comes to these buildings, because most of them will be like, yeah, I've been in abroad, sent a huge amount of money in the Gambia, whereby giving them to the contractors, and they haven't given me what I wanted. I've seen those, scenarios, not one, not twice, like a whole lot, whereby clients complained. But the thing is, well, it's a wide world, and the Gambia, most of the people get into construction because construction right now is trending. Everybody wants to build. Everybody wants to live in a nice house. You know what I mean? And modern buildings are coming up. So, but then it's left to you, the client, to also, I know some people in the construction business can talk, like they can just convince, they know how to convince clients. But then I think the clients also should be wise enough to know the people that you're going to work with. At least it's a free world, like do some research or whatsoever to make sure that you don't end up in the wrong hands. You know what I mean? So if someone is in Europe and the person contact me, I have all my social media accounts. whereby, because before I would send, like designs to clients, but I don't do that anymore. So I was like, I'll be like, okay, I will link them up to the social media accounts. So what I have in my social media accounts is a proof enough to show the clients that this is what I do. So the decision is left to you. I don't have to like convince anybody. I used to tell people this, but they are like, no, it's your job to convince someone. No, like what I tell people is not like a pride or whatsoever. No, like this is what I do, and I've shown you like this is what I do. So it's left to you to make a choice whether you will work with me or not. So I don't have to force any client or whatsoever to work with you or whatsoever. If it's supposed to happen, it will happen. If not, then it won't. So it's that simple. Like I will show the clients, this is what I do. These are my sites. So you can like go in, check whatever you want to check in. If my style goes with what you are looking at, then we work. Then if my style doesn't work with what you want, then it's simple, because it's a business. So if these clients happen to like what I do, we discuss like terms on what I do and like on how I do things. I'll just explain everything to you, discuss about the charges and everything before even starting a sketch. So once we agreed, if the client assured me, he or she assured me that they're gonna give me the contract, there's a special discount I do for them, because sometimes we want to be flexible, at least to make the workflow easy. Yes, so I will give you a certain percentage discount, whereby I will do a plan for you, maybe a half price or 75% charges, maybe taking the 25% off. Once you give me the contract, then I will draft a contract. It's not just going to be like a verbal agreement. I will draft a contract, and this contract, most of the clients are afraid of drafting this contract, because when a contractor said, I'm going to draft a contract, most of the clients are like, nah, but the thing is, the contract is for the client, because this is something that is stated. It has articles and everything that works with the laws of this country. So tomorrow, for example, if like I'm the contractor and I didn't deliver the contract document that the contract agreement I had with the client, and the client signed, I signed, well, I can run away from that. It has my signature, so the client can always take that contract agreement and sue me or do whatever he or she wants to do. So the contract agreement pretty much like works for the client than even the contractor. So that's how I do things. We'll have a contract agreement whereby you go over it. I sign, we do all the bill of quantity and everything. The cost of the building and everything. Then we kick off the contract. So that's how it's been done as well.
As you are talking to the world right at the moment, people are in worries to have your number or your email to contact you, how to easily get to you. Before we will reach to that, we will drop up his number and his email and his Facebook contact in the ending of the video, simply the word. But contact him right now before
Lucky.
everything will
I
be
think
done.
he should just say the number. Can you
Can
you please say your number?
Yeah, I know, because people they've been asking fans for a long time.
So.
Yeah, well, the number is not a big deal. The number, my social media accounts and everything, I will leave it to them. Like they will put it on the link below. Yes, because my social media accounts have all the information needed. Because I'm trying to run all these things professionally. It has my email addresses. My architectural page on Instagram has my own personal number in it. Yes, so the link below, like when they put the video out there, they will pretty much put the link below, whereby you can just click the link and go directly to my social media accounts and my number as well.
Okay, simply the way some of my people would love to know, or to know either you register your company or you're about to register the company.
Oh, okay. Yeah, registering the company, the first company we've established, like I told you, after after I stopped working for most of these companies, we've set up a company called the Aki Arts. Yes, the name, I came up with the name because the reason why the Aki Arts is I am an architect and I am an artist. So that's why we have the Aki Arts, construction company. But the company didn't, didn't go through based on, some reason, because having a group of people whereby, the motives, like the thinkings and everything is not the same, like it doesn't just work. So that's why the company didn't. But that first company, like we did the registration and everything. Yes, but right now the company is no longer operating. So right now the company that I am trying to establish, and I'm working on, building my own company right now. Even though the work is going, and I have a partner that I am working with, his own company is been registered. It's called Dream House Construction Company. Yes, I am the the lead architect, and I'm the one overseeing all the jobs because the partner is not in the Gambia, he's in the UK. Yeah, so I've been working with him for a while now, because even the sites I was supposed to take you guys to, those are the projects that we did. Yeah, so it's called Dream House Company. That company is fully registered and everything is intact. Yeah, but my own personal company, like I'm actually still working on trying to, build up what I want to build. Yes.
Right at the moment, people who are watching, they want to know, like, either you are having the youngsters training under you.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course, like me personally, I like to work with group of young people.
Young people.
Yes, because okay, maybe the old people I will work with would be people that I will be learning from them, like, because these are people, especially positive old people, because most of the old people here, I wouldn't say, I won't just generalize everything, but most of them, the few that I've met, the mentality they have is crazy, because most of them, you want to work with them, they don't even want you to know what they know.
What they know.
So to me, I feel changing that, we'll have to, be more flexible and work with, the younger generation, because we the youth right now, tomorrow we'll be the, we'll be the elders of tomorrow. So it's better we are like-minded and be very positive in sharing whatever we know. So of course, yes, all the people that I've worked with, they are all youngsters. Very talented in their own areas, and very easy to work with as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sabi, do you have anything to?
No, like what I want to know, the group of people that you work with, because now I know construction have many sites.
Yes.
So like, do you have people that like it is categorized, like when it comes to maybe building this thing itself?
Yes.
You have those specific people. When it comes to the carpentry,
Yeah.
when it comes to the electrical sites.
Yeah, of course, because building is wide. Building is why we have a thing called the workforce. We have the main expertise on the site, like the architect, the engineer, the supervisors. Some of them will even say, like clerk of works or whatsoever. They have different things. You have the surveyors and all that. But the thing is, the main people on the site is the architects, the engineer, the supervisor, and all the other things. Then you have the workforce. If I said the workforce, you have the team of laborers, you have the mason. Exactly. Those are the people that do the masonry job and everything. In the local language, we call them masons. So we have the steel fixers, the people that the PR people call them iron benders and everything. Then from there you have the carpenter. Those are the people that do the formwork and everything. Then you have the plumber, the electricians. You have, well, it's a whole lot. Yeah, it's a whole lot, and each of these people you work with them like on stages. Yeah, because the carpenter and the iron benders work hand in hand. Yeah, because the iron bender has to put the rods, the beams, the pillars and everything together in order for the the carpenters to come and do the form work. The form work is the carpentry job on site. That's how we call it. It's called the form work. Yeah, so that's what the carpenters do. Then the electricians do their job when it's time for them to do their job. You have the people that do the gypsum ceiling, the finishing, the plaster, you know, the plastering and everything. So the building, it has a whole, it's a teamwork. So of course, what you are asking, we work with different teams. We have like different groups that we work with. You know, when it's time and the stage, we've reached the stage that they will do whatever they're supposed to do, that's the time we work with them. Yeah.
In the beginning of the video, I've mentioned that you are working across the region, across the Atlantic Ocean. Are you willing to work down in the Gambia, Senegal, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea-Conakry, Guinea, all over Africa?
Yeah, okay, like I said, I've went to only 2 countries for now, that is Senegal and Bissau. Yes, I went to Bissau because I did a design for one company. It's a microfinance company called ABBA. I think it's owned by the Ghanaians. You know, it's more like a microfinance bank. I did a design for them. I was supposed to do the contract, like they were supposed to give me the contract because the guy who linked me up with them was doing business with them. He's a businessman. So I went all the way to Guinea-Bissau, but then, you know, later on, you know, the project didn't go through. And my trip to Senegal, the first trip was like more like, you know, an experience, having an experience and at least having a view of how Senegal is. But then the other trips, because I went to Tambacounda not long ago, I did a design for a client and I personally went to do the setting out in Senegal. So yes, we did some few jobs, you know, outside the Gambia. And I did designs also whereby people build them outside the Gambia. Not me, but then I did designs that people build them outside the Gambia.
Yeah, as I'm talking to you, someone or somebody can contact you out as he said, he or she said, I need an estate, you to build an estate for me in Ghana or Cameroon or Congo. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, absolutely. I know it's gonna be like a new challenge.
Yeah.
And these ones that you are talking about is like these are huge projects.
Huge projects. Yes.
Of course, one of my dreams is, you know, like if I get to where I'm supposed to be, of course I want to have my own real estate, you know, that a different one, not things that people will see like on a daily basis. Because one of my dreams that if I get the finance that I want today, you know, I would definitely want to, you know, like invest into real estate, a different one, something that the Gambia has never seen.
Africa.
And yes,
Africa.
and to me, well, okay, one thing I've observed is all the real estates in the Gambia, you know, like they haven't actually been targeting, you know, the average Gambian,
So
you know, or you know, like the low income earners in the Gambia. They haven't been concentrated on those people at all. Well, to me, I feel, well, it, you know, like it shouldn't happen that way. You know, I know buildings are expensive, but, you know, Gambians themselves, a Gambian should be able to tell him or herself, I can, like, if I work towards this with a flexible, you know, and a good payment plan, I should be able to have at least a 3-bedroom house that I can buy for myself without even going out of the Gambia or doing something that's extra. Because imagine telling a Gambian you need like a $3.8 million to buy a house. Come on, a typical Gambian doesn't even have a savings account of $25,000. $25,000 is talk less of, you know, buying a house that is worth $3.8 million. You know what I mean? I know buildings are expensive, honestly. But I believe also we can, like, if we want, we can work on something whereby, you know, having estates, you know, that won't actually be only for the high class. You know, because in Africa we don't have a middle class. You are either poor or you are rich. You know. So, and I think the lower class is even wider, you know, than the higher class. So those are one of the things, you know, one of the dreams in things I have, like if I get to where I want to be, of course, I want to have my own real estate whereby a Gambian can say, wow, I can have a house.
Yeah, to make
Especially,
sure that
a younger Gambian that has a dream, yeah, of course, can say, I can have a house and I can have a flexible payment plan whereby I would pay for it and I won't feel it that much, you know what I mean? Yeah, so, of course. So the estates that you are talking about, of course, if I have a contact that wants me to do an estate design for them, of course I would, because I've did some pretty, not these big estates, but I did some few, and of course I have an experience on how to work on an estate and everything. So maybe working on a project that will be on a whole not a different level, because I will have to need experiences and everything for that. But of course, anything you see in this life, you will have to have a starting point. It's not like you've been in it before. Stuff, you will have to start somewhere. So yeah, of course.
One of my subscriber, American friend, I won't mention his name right at the moment, but right at the moment, she's working ahead to build a hotel here in the Gambia. She's looking like somebody or someone. I tell her that we will have funds. Obviously funds is here simply the way forward. And in case the watcher you yourself watching here right at the moment, if you want to build a building for your parents, your family members, everyone, or you want to build a hotel or a motel or a resident here in the Gambia, funds is here simply the way for you. But what kind of advice do you have for the younger one then who fall down their hands and they say the Gambia is hard or Africa is hard? Because we all been to school, some of them are sitting with their certificates, but they have no job with their skills and talent. But we have to try and we do something so that we can be in something, and our people who are out there in abroad, or African people who are out there in abroad, it's time for them to repatriate back to Africa, to invest in Africa. You have to invest in Africa so that later Africa will invest back to you. So what kind of advice do you have for our own African and our own African brothers in Europe?
Okay, well, one of the points that you've mentioned is very important. Like the youths, that are saying that no job and everything. Okay, Gambia. If you've checked Gambia, I myself have passed through like a whole, yes, because imagine having, like being talented, studying architecture. I'm not saying I'm the most talented person in the whole Gambia. People have been saying that a lot. They are like, no, you are like, when it comes to architecture, when it comes to art, you are the best. And well, I don't see myself as, well, anyways, I'm grateful for everything, but then I don't see myself as, like the best in the whole of the Gambia.
But when people see you as you are the best, then you are the best.
Yeah, like we have good people here. We have people that are talented in the Gambia. People that are doing their own. So, Gambia is full of talented people. The thing is, it's like it's sad because people, when a talented person is in an environment where he or she can't practice, what he or she loves doing, then that particular environment becomes a prison for the person. I've been there. Like, I've did a whole lot of stuff here, finishing school, doing my attachment at the Ministry of Works. They didn't give me a job. You know why? Because most of the people there, they feel threatened by what I can do. And it's funny. You know what I mean? Like you should be able to work with someone that you feel the person is way, like talented than you, so that you can learn something from the person and that person also can benefit from you. But then here they see you as a threat. So that was the main reason why, like they couldn't give me a job, you know what I mean? So I've been there for over 5-6 years and I had to leave because I was like, I've been here. And I even, like did some projects for them. Because I remember doing a prison, like 3D, walk through video and everything for them. And imagine, like, most of them are like, they went in prison, everything, and it was superb, you know what I mean? And my name was not even being mentioned there. You know, most of the people didn't know I did that. You know what I mean? So Gambia, we have a whole talented people here, and most of them I don't blame them because they've tried a whole lot of things and it didn't work. It's a matter of you loving what you do and believing in what you do. You know what I mean? Well, to me, like looking at the art I've been doing the art, investing a lot in the art. It's not like people are buying my art. You know, the art market is fast. No, you know, it's like time to time. But then that won't stop me from doing the art. Any day I stop doing the art is because, well, that's the day maybe I die or whatsoever. Yeah, so I just believe in doing what I do because I know someday it will all pay off. But some people, like, there are people out there that, you know, can't wait for that. You know, they will be like, no, like, I'm doing this and it's not working. I'll have to check, you know, somewhere else. Exactly. And all of these youths, you don't expect all of them to be self-employed. Yes, of course, you don't expect all of these. Of course, some of them might be, you know, some of them can be some self-employed, but not all of them, because the resources you might have to be self-employed and the resources this other person might have won't be the same. And self-employed, you know, needs assistance. Because if you need to establish and everything, there should be, you know, like, I believe there should be places in the Gambia whereby you could easily get funds. But Gambia, what makes it hard is people don't want to help someone that, you know, like, didn't become something. They don't want to help you until and unless you become someone else. You know what I mean? Yeah. For example, you know, today nobody would want to invest into farm, whatever Phamz is doing or whatsoever. But tomorrow, you know, for example, if I blew up and the whole world started talking about me, that's the time you see, you know, like, people, like rich people or whatsoever, people will start coming. Everybody will want to work with me. You know what I mean? And that won't help. You know, you will have to, you know, like, start helping people that are nobody. At least, you know, take them from, you know, making them from nothing to something. You know what I mean? So that's what I believe in, you know. So the best thing, you know, I have to tell, you know, like, to people, especially youths that are out there, you know, that feel that they are talented or doing whatsoever they are doing, just keep on doing what you are doing and have faith. Because no matter what happens in this world, hence there is life, anything is possible. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's what I have, you know, that's the advice I have to tell them, you know.
Well, I think we have, you know, learned a lot from Famara since, you know, I want him to continue. I always want him to continue because, you know, this is so inspirational, and then, you know, we need people like him in the country. And then taking on the base of that prison, you have this thing. I think I once saw the video, and it was superb. And like you said, it is true that, you know, some people, like, when they know that you are talented, or when they know that, okay, let's assume you go for attachment and you can do something better than them, and no, it will be very difficult for you to secure a job at that particular place because they'll be like, okay, you'll be ahead of them.
You know.
So I think that mindset should be off in, you know, in Africa.
Absolutely, you know.
We should, you know, start improving and doing something. So don't forget, please, you know, if you have a building or if you want to build, you know, a sonic house, Farmer is here. I believe you have seen the videos that we put on the video that is overlaid. They are sonic videos and they are so beautiful, and they you know, they're worth buying, you know. So Lucky Child, to close the video over here.
Yeah man, as we always say, you know, for the Gambia, my motherland, we stand and work and pray that all may live in unity, freedom and peace each and every day. I will say repatriation to Zion, repatriation to Africa, motherland, you know what I mean? Mama land is the best outer rest. As we always said, we represent the red, white, blue, white, green to the four corners of the world. As we say, Kano killing Nanya, killing Sate, killing Kamena, killing one love, one heart, one blood, one family, one Gambian people, one black people, one Japanese, you know, say, oneness all over the Gambia. And say, subscribe, like it, share it to the four corners of the world, never unlike it. Make sure dial this number on the screen. Dial him before him could get more busier. Make sure you dial him today. Simply why.
Yeah.